Hello, hello. Happy Sunday afternoon. How is your weekend going? We had a rainy day, we have a sunny afternoon, and we're supposed to have a stormy night. So I'm sneaking in between. I hope the rain, which really didn't affect our electric, and the impending storm that they're predicting, which might. So if I do disappear, that's the way it goes. We're having stormy weather. It is currently sunshiny though. We are having a nice Sunday afternoon. I didn't do too much this morning. I did clean my kitchen, which meant dishes and damp mop the floor. I mean that's a fair amount of cleaning for me. And I have been looking for something during some of the rest of the period of time today. Chillhop put an ad in there right in the middle, or right at the start there. Um, and I haven't found it, and I can't remember if I even had it. What it is a while ago I bought a cross stitch stuff at an auction, and there was something on a frame being worked on, and I could swear I saw a pattern for it. And I can't find the pattern now. I was going to go ahead and work on it this coming Tuesday. So I'm not real sure what happened with that, but I did get my cross stitching stuff a little more organized. Found a place to put the probably 6 kits that are partials, whatever, that I want to make sure that I work on. I, of course, have this one that's behind me, and I have the pattern for that and the floss for that. So I don't know. I cannot find good time to do cross stitch. This is my whole problem. I just cannot find the time to do cross stitch. I'm so busy spinning, and I'm been thinking about that this morning. I was like, maybe it's time to stop spinning so much. Maybe it really is time to, my wire's bugging me here. Maybe it's time to just stop spinning so much. I got so much yarn, but I have so much fiber. I really can't stop right now because I have so much fiber. So I don't know. It's a never-ending battle, and I have these thoughts now and then you know I don't think about them again for a while. Too much thinking, just and not enough doing. That wire is not going to stay put. Okay, I have to figure out something to do with this wire. It is not bothered me before like that, but I do have a headband. I know you've noticed it's so damn obvious, but I have this headband that I put on that thing because it was sliding on my hair so much, and this has worked. It's worked real good. So we're gonna spin this merino that I've been working on. I have one bobbin that has this and the 2 strips that are back here to go on that bobbin, and then I have a 2 ounce ball here that goes on the next one. It's going slow because I haven't worked on it at all. And I, I say maybe I should stop spinning, and I have, right? I have stopped spinning. Sorry, I am a little distracted. I am messing with. I'm using a chill hop, but I'm using an old one um, from 2016, and they seem to have snuck more ads in those than they do now. Otherwise, I have a lot to talk about, but I think I'm going to be talking about it while I'm spinning. Um, we've been busy. We've been doing some fun things. So let me get to my spinning wheel. And I'm drinking my coffee while it is still warm. This is my last cup for the day. And I'm going to pre-draft this fabric, right. Pre-draft this fiber. This is the first 100% merino I have spun in quite a while. It's not my most favorite. It is doing well though. It's spinning up really nice. Oh, I got a pre-draft. So that's a good thing. When we did Tour de Fleece, I was on Team Twitch. It's uh, run by JK Knits for You and somebody else. I forget. I mostly communicate with JK. And there was a category spin every day, and there was a category sweater spin. And I won a fiber prize, and I can't remember which one it was, which category it was in. I think it was a sweater spin. And so I got a prize package yesterday. Hi, Kay. I got squishy mail yesterday, and I got tickled because on it they had put stickers that they might have printed them on their computer or something. It says "Happy Mail, open with care," because it was fiber, and it's big bundle of fiber, 2 pounds in fact. This is 1 pound, and it's Manx Loudon. Okay, so it's a rough wool. Unfortunately, it looks like it's been mill processed. I'm sure it's nice in that it has a good staple. It's very clean. It's gonna draft really well. And what I'm gonna do is try and spin it super thin. Don't know if it's gonna work. I don't want a bulky sweater kind of yarn, even though the prize is 2 pounds of this, which will make a lot of yarn if you were going for like a vest or a sweater. I don't really know. I mean, I'd have to have something on underneath. It might be all right for that, but I don't need that kind of yarn. I have a lot. What I want to try and do is see if I can make something. I know it's rattling. I would like to try to make it really thin and see if I can do some lace weight. I will have to play with some of it at first and see. But I'm not thinking lace weight as in shawl. I am thinking that may change, but I'm thinking of like a table table runner, buffet runner. I know you see lace like that in all sorts of pretty colors and especially white. It's so traditional. White lace, right? I just thought it might be really different to take a natural colored brown and have a brown lace. Take the right pattern. I don't know what the pattern would be. This is just what the first start is. Once I start spinning that fiber, it's going to tell me a little bit more about what it wants to do. I often change my mind about a fiber once I start spinning it. So this merino's been spinning nice and thin and not making uh, bumps in there and everything. It's making a really nice single. Been going pretty slow, and the only thing I discovered was I let my end run into the bobbin, and when I brought it back out, I noticed it was unbinding. spinning very fast. In other words, there's not a lot of twist in there. Even if I stop and do that, make my pigtail, it looks perfect. It's not holding that twist really well. So it's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I will be applying it. I'm not going to try it as a single, and I should be able to get it applied and washed and get it to keep its twist. But it is something I have noticed about merino. It's it's that bounce, right? That really fine crimp. It doesn't want to allow other fibers real close to it. For a lack of a better way to just to explain it for um, you know, when you're putting twist in there, that twist has got to fit with those fibers. They've got to allow themselves to be wrapped around with other fibers, and it's almost like merino doesn't like to do that. I have no proof that that's true. It's a personal opinion. Working with merino as much as I have, but that's my opinion anyway. And the in the past, the I've had the tendency to over twist it, and I'm never happy with the yarn because then I go ahead and apply it. It doesn't untwist enough, and the yarn doesn't look that good. It's kind of hard, right? It's not real soft, and I don't want merino to completely fluff up so that it loses every bit of construction, right? I want it to stay twisted. Merino is a tricky fiber for a lot of reasons. In fact, there is a spinner author who wrote an entire book on spinning merino, Margaret Stove. And I have that book. And she is from Merino Country, right? New Zealand or something like that. And she made it her life study to study spinning. Hi, knitter. Hi, hi, hi. Hello, ladies. How is everybody? Welcome. I've been knitting. That's what I have been doing since I haven't been spinning. Working on my lap blanket that is, you just knit and the yarn makes the pattern. I have 1.5 skeins to go. And I'll be done with it. It is. It's just going to be a lap blanket. I have a feeling that I will use it a lot this winter during the stream on my lap because the room can be cold, chilly. The floor can be chilly. Oh, that's another good idea I just had. For some of my bulky rug weight, I could make a nice colorful rug for under my feet here for the winter time. Just leave it here. I have one beside my bed. I never even thought about it. It'd be nice to have one here. That would look good instead of this 50s carpet, 1950s carpet, or whatever it is. There's a couple rooms in this house that we have over the years totally redone. Right, they don't need anything else, but there is other rooms like this one and the 2 rooms upstairs. Did a very minimal, very minimal. It's so hot outside you had to come inside. Yes, I I know. It's trust me, this too will pass. I know it just doesn't seem like it, but This too will pass. I wonder if I'm going to have to go away from this music. It's got ads all through it. I've been clicking beyond them. We are not hot today, but it's muggy. I had the air running because it's just like super muggy. It rained and got muggier. So I've been inside too. I haven't been outside either. Did I tell you all my cotton plant is blooming? They right now I can't tell if it's going to form cotton or not because the blossoms come up, they last about 2 days, they fold up and they die and they go away and I'm just like, okay, where's the cotton boll? I don't know how that works. I have not removed the blossoms. I'm just letting everything happen as it naturally does without messing with it, other than keeping the plant watered. There's actually two plants in the pot, but I don't know if I'm going to get cotton or not. So, speaking of plants and animals and all that, we went to the state fair. We went Friday afternoon. It was lovely out, actually. It was a little hot in the sun, but we weren't out in the sun much because a lot of what we wanted to look at was in the buildings. We went, of course, and checked out my yarn. Um, got exactly what I pretty much expected. I got ribbons, but only one first place. Um, that first place was in fiber that I processed. Evidently, I can do all sorts of good processing, but I can't spin. I have never been able to get blue ribbons out of the judge at the fair. It's just been that way for years. And I know it's whatever she sees that she doesn't like about my spinning doesn't change from year to year because I don't change how I spin. I spin the same way. I spin on the same wheels. I spin the same fiber, right? Some is home processed, some is, well, a lot of mine is home processed, which I do think has a little bit to do with it because you get more, you get a less smooth yarn. You get a more rustic yarn with home process. So I believe that is part of it. I keep doing it because I want the category to stay open in the fair, and every year I see new names. And a lot don't come back, right? They don't come back after 1 year because you can't be thin-skinned about it. You got to just whatever the judge says, then, just ignore and do your thing. But at least the category is open. We're getting people that are spinning. They're coming in new names every year, and that's what I want. I want to keep that open in the fair. So I do it. Sometimes I don't even bother reading what the judge says because there's never anything new. And I would not be a judge. First of all, I couldn't because you do have to have some kind of certificate from a training program. There is a spinning school where you get a certificate that I think the judge probably has been through. Years ago, I thought about doing it. It's about a 2-year program. It's extensive. And when I retired, I realized that there was so much more I wanted to do. I didn't want to focus that much on the spinning. And I had just finished the breed study, the whole year of breed studies, and I was doing the all right, I have to get other music. Every other thing is an ad. Okay. Excuse me a minute here. I'll finish that thought in a minute here. I have to go back to find different music. Uh-oh. Hang on. My husband just fell outside. Sorry. Hang on. I'm gonna go check on him. He's okay. I can see him moving around, but I want to make sure he's didn't break something. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Hi, Veggie. All right, everything's fine. Only reason I knew something was wrong was I have a window right here, and he was outside, not real far from that window, and I heard him yell. And when I looked out the window, I saw him on the ground. So I had to go. He did fall. Um, he landed on one of the logs that are down. Yeah, he's okay. He landed on the log and just like scraped his arms up really bad. So he's okay. I asked if he hit his head and he said no. So he's up walking around and he's all right. So we'll try this again. I just got started and hardly got settled in. Um, so, where was I? All right, so we are spinning merino. Pink. Pink merino. And, oh yes, I was looking for music because I didn't like what I had. So let's do that again. Let's look for some music. Get some music on there. Oh, he has fallen off of ladders. He's fallen off. It's part of doing all the stuff yourself out here. It's part of it. All right, so give me something good here, Chill Hop, because that wasn't working at all.
Get customizable furniture at joybird.com that complements your art. Your green thumb.
All right, there we go. So, Veggie, we meet at the oddest times, don't we? I could not sleep. I woke up. Yeah, I woke up. What was it? 1 o'clock because I had gone to bed super early, and I'll talk about that. But I had gone to bed super early, and of course, I wake up and I'm like awake, and Veggie was streaming. Yay, Veggie! She kept me company for a little bit, and I did get back to sleep after I got. Yeah, right. Um, I did get back to sleep and slept till 7:30 this morning, so I kind of had two sleeps, right, with a couple hours in between. That does happen. It's not uncommon. Even if I don't go to bed real early, it's not always that uncommon either. And Veggie, I want to tell you, I downloaded the demo for Cult of the Lamb. I still haven't decided if I'm going to actually pay for it or not, but I was messing around with that the other day too. After watching your previous stream, where you were playing it. Oh, here we go. Yep. You were making sense with words are hard. I know. Yeah. That's not a problem. So often when you stream, your mind is going on with some other things, and your mouth is talking about one thing, and then they have something else in the chat, and you try to process all that at the same time. That's what happens to me anyway. So back to the fair. We went to the fair on Friday, and we spent Oh, from probably 2 o'clock till 7 o'clock. And saw pretty much everything we wanted to see. The next time we'll go will be Tuesday and we'll go late and, probably go there 6:30 or so. And they have free concerts and we want to go see the concert that day. So we're just going to go for that. And then Saturday, this coming Saturday, I'm taking my grandson to the fair. And that's going to be all rides and midway and all that kind of thing because that's what he likes, right? He's 10 and he's all about. He can't wait to ride the rides. I told him he had to go see the animals, but I'm not going to insist. Besides the fun animals were this weekend. This weekend was the rabbits and poultry. They always have cows there. The entire fair, the milk cows stay there. I have never quite figured that out. Why? Maybe it's such a big thing about moving, or maybe they're changing in the middle and a cow looks like a cow looks like a cow to me, right? Maybe they're sort of the thing. They're different cows, but they're cows, right? So I can't tell, but I do know that they're milk cows because if you go at the right time, you can see them running the milking machines on them. But this weekend, up until Tuesday, was the rabbits. And of course, I used to raise Angora rabbits. And I was so sad because there were only 2 Angora rabbits. It's really sad. Nobody's raising them. And, I made a comment to hubby. I said, oh, man, I ought to raise these rabbits again and get people interested again. And he says, no. Because we can't travel. If you have rabbits, you cannot travel. And when I was doing it, I was working full time. I wasn't traveling. I'd get my daughter to take care of or whoever I could to take care of them if we did travel, but we just didn't travel much. Now, neither of us work, so we really like to travel, so it's not a good idea. I got to see lots of cute rabbits, and I did post them pictures in Discord because I just love rabbits. I didn't bother going to see the chickens. There was a time in my life where I thought I would like to have chickens, but again, I'm past that now because we do travel too much. And everything loves to eat chickens. Let me tell you, they are so at the bottom of the prey list. The only thing they prey on is bugs. And everything likes to eat chicken. So no chickens. So I didn't even go look at them. Let's see. What else? In the arts and crafts, there was a lot of cross stitch, needlepoint, a little bit of weaving, a lot of sewing, quilts. Oh, always lots of quilts. So So we looked at that. I looked at miniature houses that people had put together. That was a lot of fun. People do some really cute things. It's really creative. And then we walked around the area that is called tourism, because this is for the whole state of Kentucky. So, all the counties have come do this in our county kind of stuff. And we go around and pick that stuff up and plan some day trips and things like that. Enter a few drawings, never won, but ate corn dogs, of course. So I was tired. I was very tired. Uh, I, I went back to after we were done, and I got in the car. I don't know what. I happened to think, and I just happened to look down at my feet, and I had forgotten to wear my good walking shoes. I had my house shoes. They're not slippers. They're shoes I wear around the house, right? I had my house shoes on, and they're not the best support. And I was like, oh man, that was not real smart. That was kind of dumb. So, kind of expected to hurt the next day, but I didn't. Thank goodness. That's a good thing. And the next day was Saturday, and we had volunteered to go to a winery that's about 10 miles from our house. Maybe 12. Anyway, it's close. And we have been patrons there. I mean, we go for their concerts, buy a bottle of wine, sit and listen to the music, and spend the evening there during the summer. Don't do too much in the winter. But we have been supporters of that winery for a long time. So they asked for volunteers to help come pick grapes. It is winemaking time because it is grape picking time. And they've done this every year, and I have wanted to do it, and it never worked out, so we did it yesterday. Got there at 9 o'clock, and the rows are, I'm not sure how long, but they're, how grapevine rows can have posts, big thick posts, and they run the double wire on top of that. Those posts were 25 feet apart, and what they were asking was that each volunteer did basically the distance between two posts 2 times, so 50 feet is what they said. Hubby and I ended up doing more than that, and I think everybody else did too, because the bottom line was, with the volunteers that came, it took doing a little bit more in order to get it all picked, right? So. Turn the music down a little bit. All right. So, uh, hubby and I worked on each side of the vine, right, and just went down the row that way. He'd pick one side, I'd pick the other side. Almost everybody worked that way because sometimes if you're on one side, you'd see the grapes. They miss, right? You can see them because they're on, not hidden by a leaf or something on your side. But also, it just really helps clean the vine out completely, which is what they want. To pick both sides at the same time. So, and it was lovely work. And we took a break at 10:30 and we went back out, and then it got really hot and steamy. I didn't have long sleeves on. It didn't bother me. It didn't worry me, having my arms exposed. Um, but and I didn't wear gloves because I cannot work in gloves very well. Hubby was wearing gloves. Um, and the bad thing is the bees love those grapes. They like the ones that are already turning, rotting, and they're all over the vine because grapes ripen at one at a time at different rates. They really do. Um, he was the is he, what do they call that? A vintner? The winemaker, the man who makes the wine at that winery was talking in the afternoon about how to decide when to pick, because you can't get them all ripe at the same time. So you pick based on sugar content, and he will go all over his vineyard and pick about 50 individual grapes from all of his vineyard of the grapes we were picking, which is called a diamond. It's called a diamond grape. He has different grapes, different places, but we were picking the diamond. And take that in and do his chemical magic with it, right? Crush and juice it and read the sugar content, read the acidity, and he's looking for a specific balance. That's what he wants. Hi, Karen's mom. Hello. Welcome. Haven't seen you for a while. Welcome. He's looking for a specific pH, specific sugar, specific, and also it's got to be a weekend because he knows his volunteers, a lot of them work and they're not going to be able to come, so it's got to be a Saturday. So he figures out when that is and announces it. And the volunteers call and sign up, and we all go pick grapes. And are you ready for this? We picked over 11,000 pounds of grapes. I'm not kidding. There were that many. Of course they weigh a lot too. They got a lot of juice in them, but yeah, they were on the stem when they weighed that. That is part of that, But he said that was down from last year. Last year they picked 13,000 pounds off of the vines. But he said the vines were not affected by the drought because grapevines go they can send roots down like 50 feet. And he has water table down that low, so down that far, so that those vines are tapped right into a water table, and you could tell. I was just amazed how many grapes there were. You'd stand there and snip and snip and snip and half fill the container. That they'd put a container between every upright. They weren't all posts, but between every upright. And we needed them. There were a lot of grapes. So after we came back in, we took another break and then came back, went back out, and everybody finished up. And then they had a lunch. They provided a lunch, and of course, pretty much all the wine you wanted, because they just kept opening bottles and setting them out. Um, which was nice too, because you got to taste their other wines. We know which ones we like, but it was nice to taste some of the others. Oh, you've had a weird work schedule? Yeah. The winery is called White, but it's not White, it's Wight, Myers. It's in Kentucky. Small vineyard. I mean, most well known for a wine called Diamond, because that's what he has, diamond grapes. White wine, but sweet. Not really, um, it's not a Riesling, or it's not any of the drier wines. But I was tired. I was so tired. You have to stand, and you all know I have some issues with my knees and standing and all that, and I did good. I'm tell you, the new knees are doing okay. They're doing okay, and I was really happy to do it. But I probably, other than maybe one or other two other people, I probably was one of the first to finally say I can't do anymore. Hubby stayed out in the vines and picked quite a bit more, but I probably stopped about 45 minutes before everybody else did, when they were completely done. Came home, rested, took a shower, but bottom line was I fell asleep really early last night. Yeah, well, hubby is not a wine drinker, but he will drink this. It is the one wine that uh, he'll drink, and I don't mind drinking it. Too sweet, I don't like. Um, and truth is, I prefer Merlot when I drink, especially in the wintertime. But this is a nice. I like the lighter wines like this for summer. Um, but I lived in California for 5 years, and I really did develop a palate for the red wines when I was out there. So, I'll go to the store and buy reds and whites and try all different labels and rarely drink the same wine twice. And the diamond that we go ahead and get. Oh, they paid us, um, quote unquote, for helping with 2 bottles of wine apiece. So we came home with 4 bottles of diamond, and that is the one that hubby and I can share. We'll share, but otherwise, if I open a bottle of wine, I'm the one drinking it. He's not really having any. Boy, I am going to have a lot of yardage out of this 2 ounces. I still have a lot to spend there. For this single this bobbin, and then the other half for the second bobbin. So I still have this to spin. This was a really thick top. I mean, you can open it up and you can see how wide it goes. So we've been on the go and not home much, and I have decided tomorrow I am going to spend time working upstairs in my room. One thing I have is a dress that I have was way too long, and it's floor length, but it has a ruffle at the bottom, and so it it wasn't a matter of just turning up a hem. I needed a narrow hem because I took like 3 inches off of it. So every once in a while I buy some clothes from a company called Soft Surround. They have nice clothes. They're expensive. If they have a good sale, once in a while I'll get a dress from them. And they are generous. They're also extremely long. Everything I buy from them is so long. So I had been working on, first, I had to go around and pin up the entire amount I wanted to turn up, which was like 4 inches. And then, and get it pinned really good, double pinned, top and bottom of what I turned up. And then I had to cut off so that I just had, at the bottom it was pinned, but then I'd have enough to turn once and make a 1/2 inch hem. And it took a long time to do that, right? I sat at my ironing board up in the living room and put it on there and sat in a chair and just worked on it until I had it done. So I got that done this morning, and I want to sew it. So that's one thing I want to do is sew that. And I got a I've had a sorting project going of the handspun yarn, and it's almost done, but I have one pile yet that I need to oh figure out if that's all a pile to itself or if I want to split it one more time. So based on what it is. When I spin, I end up with a skein of yarn from a 4 ounce, maybe 8 ounces, but usually 4 ounces of fiber. And so, I have a limited amount of yarn, not enough to make a project, except maybe a hat, sometimes not even a scarf, right? Um, Not thin enough to make socks. So when I run into all these individual skeins, then I got to look for partners, things I can put it with, and see if I can come up with ideas for projects for the yarn. That's what's left. So I'm going to finish that up. They have all those fade and gradient patterns now. Yeah, that's true. I really like the blanket that Kay has been making. Um, she may have stopped on it now. But it kind of looks like rectangles that just go around and around, getting bigger and bigger. The biggest thing is need yarn that is like the same weight for that to be good. You don't want to try using a you can a DK and a bulky. You could get away with an Aran and a bulky, or a DK and an Aran. Probably couldn't get away with a lace weight with anything else except lace weight. But I don't have a lot that I spin that ends up lace weight. It's almost always like a DK. 11, 12, 13 wraps per inch, thereabouts. But I could see picking 3 yarns and doing those, and then picking 3 more so that you have like a dark 3 in the center, starting in the center, then do a light around it, then do another band of another color, 3 colors. I could see that. I'm not going to be knitting on anything right away anyway. I want to finish my lap blanket, and then I have another Afghan out of commercial yarn that I is going to be a Christmas gift. So I want to make sure I get that done. I want to start that. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Salted caramel black tea. I bought fudge at the fair. Oh my goodness. Must have had 60 different flavors. I could not decide, so I just plain went with just um, chocolate with bourbon in it. And oh my goodness, it's so good. I mean, you just eat a little tiny piece of it. It is so It's so rich. It's so satisfyingly rich that you don't need a big piece of chocolate of it. It's just like it's gonna last a long time. But it was hard to decide. The truth is, I have tried, like, I don't care for peanut butter fudge. That hubby likes that, but I have tried that. I've tried some of the light color fudges, and when it comes right down to it, I don't think I really like fudge unless it's chocolate. Although the key lime sounded really good. I should have tried. He would give you samples, and I had to laugh because there was a couple both in their power chairs riding down along just sample after sample after sample. He was being so patient with this couple, you know. And I was next in line. I was behind him, and she looked at me and she said, "He'll give you samples if you want some." Like, oh, you have mine. I'm not one to take advantage of merchants. I have had too many situations where I'm vending that it isn't like I give sample of fiber or anything. It's not like I'm vending something I can even give samples of, but I know how hard it is to sell your product, right? I know what it's like. I know it's his business, but that's his choice. He can do whatever he wants. It's like, yeah, it's all right. I don't need a sample. But maybe when we go Tuesday, I might go and actually try a sample of the key lime. It is valid in that particular case because, like I said, I'm not usually real happy with the fudges when they're not chocolate. So that's one case where it's probably wise to do a taste. Oh, it's Bigelow. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I know my grocery store carries some Bigelow. Your mom used to make burnt sugar fudge. It was kind of caramely. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I don't have much luck making any kind of candy. I have made, oh, the peanut butter balls you dip in chocolate. Buckeyes. I have made Buckeyes before, and mostly successfully. This is a Christmas thing, but I've tried fudge and it gets grainy. I don't cook it right. I'm sure. I use a double boiler. I always heard that's a good thing. But it seems to me the big candy makers all use copper pots. Yeah, it starts with plain white sugar in a dry pan. Yeah, that's how you caramelize it. You're right. I think there's other candy that, like caramels, that you make that way too. She made it in her cast iron skillet. Oh, that's something else I don't. Well, I have the more modern. It's cast iron, but it has that enamel or inside nonstick. It's not enamel. I don't know what it is, but and I use that a lot. I have just a big soup pot stock. You know, I don't have a skillet out of it. I used to do so much in the kitchen. I have really lost my kitchen mojo. Just don't have the interest in baking or uh, pickling or all this. I used to do so much of different stuff like that. And just not interested in it anymore. Although they had yesterday at the winery for dessert, they had a big. It was a sheet cake, so it was a commercial bakery cake, but it was chocolate with that white icing. I mean, I like homemade cake and everything, but if I'm going to have commercial bakery, that is my absolute favorite. Chocolate with white icing. I've got apples I need to use, and I think I am going to bake those. I can do them on top of the stove, though, too. They're real good that way. Just fry them with butter and put a little cinnamon on them. You don't have the space people keep piling stuff on the counter? Yeah. My kitchen table, my dining room table, we never eat at. It is definitely the household work table. But I do have a small table in my kitchen that I try to keep clear with the exception of the fruit bowl and a another it's really a rectangle casserole, but I use it to put all those things that you want to be able to get to on a table in it. And I will sit there and eat lunch sometimes. But I have 2 bananas stuck in the fridge. I am making banana bread in the morning. I should make it tonight, but I don't know. Maybe I will. Then we'd have it for breakfast. Okay, this is going to be it for this bobbin. I'm going to take a stretch break after that. Start on bobbin 2. I think I just heard thunder. I'm going to take a peek out the window and see if it's getting stormy looking. No, not really. Of course, that could be that way, and it is. Hydration time. Yes. While I'm stretching and moving around, I'm going to take a quick look at something up here. See if my pattern's up here that I'm looking for. That would be something. Don't fall, don't fall. There we go. Yeah, these are my old pattern books, but this is not the cross stitch pattern. Sure wish I knew what I did with that. Okay, I'll keep looking. All right, first thing. Oh, I spilled water. That's unfortunate. First thing I need to do is keep some of this fiber put away, and I am going to get some of this white because there is a fair amount of white in here that didn't dye. So I'm going to do it just like that. It's very hard to open this up, or split off some of it. I think I need to go a little longer. Okay. Okay, doesn't look like I have put this in. Ravelry. I need to do that. Who did this Bean Blossom fiber? Maybe it's under Bean Blossom. I thought I did, actually. Let me see here. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oh, and I already did the yarn thing. Okay, good. It's taken care of. Very good. I like how this is spinning up with all its different tones, lights and darks and everything. Okay. There's no doubt about it. It's thundering. I can hear it. There we go. All right. Now we're ready to start this bobbin. Excuse me. I got a tickle in my throat. I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Maybe I'll go get that done right away in the morning. And I have not gotten to a farmer's market. It seems like every Saturday I'm busy. I can't this coming Saturday either. Good grief, the season's going to be over before I get to any. It's making me frustrated. I could go this Saturday in the town and pick my grandson up on the way home. Actually, that would work. That's a possibility. Except we're going to the fair then. We're not going home. Nope, can't do that. Stuff wouldn't keep. It's getting closer. Okay. I am going to finish up what I got in my lap here and say goodbye. The thunder is getting louder. So I made it. It's if it pops me off now, I did a good stream. So I'm glad about that, and it seems like I'm going to be able to do as I said, which was sneak between the storms. Because now the later one's coming. Remember when I said that one of the things I looked at the fair was the little miniature. They had houses and all sorts of things, dioramas or whatever, but um, one of them was like a living room scene, old fashioned log house kind of thing or whatever. And beside it had a list printed out, said, "Can you find?" And it had like about 12 things to find in the miniature, in the diorama. It was cute. A lot harder than they thought. I mean, it's, you're not real quite sure what size you're looking for and that sort of thing. It was fun. I was like, well, that was cute that they thought to do that. Well, so this is going to be the last I do today. I'll be back Tuesday morning around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I should work on my Christmas cross stitch. Not real sure what I'll do. I also have the blanket I'm knitting almost done, and I haven't shown that on stream, so I may do the knitting. I haven't done any painting on the cards lately. Could do that. So many choices. All right. I'm going to take a look at. Let's go back to Twitch. I'm not sure I'll raid because I'm not going to want to stick around. Oh, well, Veggie. Veggie's back. Veggie's back. We'll go raid Veggie. Yep, there she is. Gonna mute her a minute. And so you all go with me. We'll go see Veggie a little bit. Since she kept me company at the night last night. You all probably didn't hear about that story. She was on earlier with me. Here, it's like we just keep bouncing back and forth into each other's space. So let's go support Veggie. And her stream, she is knitting a sock. I will warn you right now, it is a dark navy sock on a black background. If I were her, I'd put a white sheet of paper down or something, but anyway. Thank you for hanging out with me, everybody. Good to see you, Karen's mom. And Kay, I know you are probably in the background there. Everybody take care. I will be back Tuesday morning, and we'll see you then. So let's see if I can do this raid. All right. Here. Oh, wait. I have to plug my. I can't hear well if I don't plug this in. So I can hear. That's good. Do I have her paused? What's going on here? No, there she goes. She must be counting or something. All right. See y'all later. Bye.